If there's one thing I like more than playing video games, it's fishing. And I have many fond memories of being woken up by my dad to be taken on an early morning fishing adventure. While I was happy to just wet a line, I always found landing a fish an absolute thrill, and that thrill just never faded. So when a video game has fishing in it, it's basically a combination of my two favorite things together. And I love catching digital fish just as much as I love catching real ones. Now, while Switch gamers have many amazing fishing games to choose from, I wanted to take a look at the best fishing games, with a catch. As long as the game's primary objective isn't fishing, we can have it on the list. So Dave the Diver and Dredge can take the day off as we take a look at the best fishing in games that aren't fishing games for the Nintendo Switch. Before you begin, do you mind if I try and catch some new subscribers by asking you to like, subscribe, and if you enjoy the video, feel free to share it amongst your friends. It really helps creators like me get found on the internet, and I can't thank you enough for doing it. My time at Sandrock. I'm still waiting on My Time at Sandrock to be patched since, unfortunately, it's a little worse for wear on the Switch at the moment. But for those who play, you can partake in a spot of sand fishing. What's sand fishing, you ask? Well, it's fishing without water. You craft a sand fishing trap and throw some worms on the sand and wait. Once the timing is right, you can throw the trap and try and catch some sandfish. In the early stages, you can only catch some small fish with a maximum of 2 at a time. But the more you progress through the game, the bigger the trap and the more fish you can catch. Fish can be used to cook some stamina and health restorative meals, meaning you can scrap with the best of them in the desert. Fortnite. Surprised Fortnite's on this list? You shouldn't be, as Fortnite has evolved into a whole range of things as of late. Despite the recent changes, fishing during Battle Royale was actually introduced all the way back in Chapter 2. Sure, fishing in Fortnite might not be as relaxing as the other games here, and you may have to clear out your fishing spot after a hectic bus ride, but the Fortnite approach to fishing is rather comical, giving you fish to consume that restore shields or health, as well as the ability to fish up new weapons and ammo that can really help out if you're in a jam. Fishing areas are usually decorated with some camping gear to really set the mood, but the weather can take a nasty turn, so be sure to get what you need and get moving. Star Ocean's Second Story R. Star Ocean's Second Story R is one of the highest rated games I've ever reviewed, so it's no surprise that it features its own fishing minigame. While the act of fishing is a little bit basic as casting and pressing A when the timing is right, the sheer amount of species to collect over the game in many regions makes it a worthwhile endeavour. Players can trade fish, and depending on how many species they have collected, they can unlock rewards with the fishing aficionado reel, who will trade your fish for many useful items. Once players obtain the masterwork rod, they'll be able to catch some absolutely massive species of fish, completely dwarfing the player and providing them with some serious fish bragging street cred.
I'd say that's worth a 10 out of 10.
Paria. Paria has only just hit the Nintendo Switch as a free-to-play MMO. Time will tell about how the game will evolve, but it's already showing some promise with its cozy gameplay and varied activities. One of those activities is fishing. You learn to fish the normal way, from a 10-foot tall sentient robot, and you are sent on your way to fish in the open world. You can fish alongside other players offering stat boost, or you can just chill out at any body of water, wistfully fishing away. Paria's casting feels so amazing, and once you hook your catch, you are tasked with moving a bracket left or right to keep your fish in a certain area. Managing to do so will give you a perfect catch boon. There's plenty of fish to catch and sell, topping you up with some precious currency, and it can also be used with some of the advanced cooking recipes you unlock once you've built your forever home. I'm really looking forward to seeing this world of fishing potential expanded on. Fay Farm. Fishing in Fay Farm has an interesting system, allowing you to set the direction and distance of casting, which in turn helps you be fairly accurate in your fishing adventures. A personal touch I love is that fish can pull you into the water if you aren't too careful. Fishing allows you to cook and sell your catches, helping you in the early game with some much needed coin. You can level up your fishing skill as it has its own leveling system, allowing you to craft better rods and catch some trickier species more easily. I'm yet to dive into the new expansion, that's free for Switch owners by the way, but I'm sure there will be new locations to fish and hopefully some new fish to catch. Skyrim. Wait, Skyrim has fishing? Well, if you aren't like me and don't buy every version of Skyrim that's released, thanks Todd Howard, you may not realize that Skyrim Anniversary has fishing in it. You can learn the skill by reading a journal from a fisherman, and you have specific areas where you can equip a rod and lazily sit on the shore of a river to fish up some unique species that prove to be a great food source, especially in survival mode. It's a simpler system where you just wait for the right time to strike before landing your fish by pressing A, but it does a great job considering it was a curated mod added into an existing engine. You can fill out your compendium and become the best fisherman in Skyrim and cook some amazing dishes as well. If you end up empty-handed while fishing, you can always head down the road and beat up some bandits with your fishing rod. I don't recommend it though. Dragon Quest Builders 2. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is an incredible game, often unfairly compared to Minecraft, but deserving of its own spotlight. The devs felt like fishing deserved its own spotlight too and gave us the Aquarium DLC, allowing players to fish, collect, cook, and build aquariums of all the creatures you can catch. Fishing has a more in-depth method than most of the mini-games featured on this list, requiring the player to tap to reel in, hold A to avoid breaking the line, and visiting different biomes to collect all the fish for your Builderpedia. There's even a quest line behind it to introduce you to the many new mechanics involved, and it's a prime example of how a mini DLC should be done. It's fun, it's fresh, and it adds so much more to an already comprehensive and great game. Minecraft. Minecraft completely overhauled its fishing in one of the updates and has continued to update what lies beneath the waves ever since. I really enjoy spending my time in Minecraft fishing, and building a fishing hut is one of the first things I tend to do in the game, as it provides an amazing food source and some useful items as well. Fishing shows bubbles on the surface before the fish strikes, letting you hook the fish and spring it right from the water into your inventory. Some fish are food, others can be used in potions, and if you don't have a rod, you can just dive beneath the waves and start punching on with some salmon. Just remember to be friendly with the dolphins. Who knows, while you are street fighting beneath the waves, you may even discover a sunken temple. Ocarina of Time. What's better than fishing by itself? Why, crossing fishing with time travel. Players who managed to discover Lake Hylia as a child by circumventing the somewhat lax fencing system can enjoy some fishing before returning to save the world. The fishing system in Ocarina of Time was ahead of its time, allowing Link to jiggle the lure and attract fish, and then set the hook with a button combination to make sure the fish is on. Once you fight the fish to the shore, you can take it to be weighed and win a heart piece for catching the biggest fish there. The attendant ominously tells you to come back as an adult, as the fish will be bigger, and players who do so after getting the hook shot will be able to catch the infamous Hylian loach, with the help of an illegal lure. I remember spending a lot of time fishing in Ocarina of Time, and it was a genuinely relaxing and fun experience, landing Ocarina of Time in the 3rd position on this list. Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley would certainly have to be the hardest fishing mini-game to master on this list. You have to balance a green bar to match the fish movements, and to make it even more challenging, you can sometimes get bonus loot by hovering your bar on a chest. This fishing system is certainly tricky to master, but that makes it even more rewarding. There's plenty of fish to catch depending on the season, time of day, and area, making collecting all the fish required for bundles an in-game, year-long task. Many players might be salty about the trickiness of the system, but players that stick with it will be rewarded by the local fishermen with an entirely new experience implemented in one of Stardew's content updates. Fishermen and fisherwomen better dust off the tackle box too, as the fabled 1.6 content update drops sometimes this year. No doubt putting more fishing activities on your list. And at number 1, we have Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing's fishing system is so good that it hasn't changed since the GameCube version was released many fishing seasons ago. There's an aspect of simplicity, but also skill, making fishing in Animal Crossing easy to pick up, but hard to master. Much like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing adds a compendium of fish to catch, cook, and donate to bladders in the museum. Fishing is location and season based, taking an actual year in real time to be able to complete, unless you take a leaf out of Link's book and time travel. And with the absence of Mr. Resetti, many players certainly feel bold in trying. Players can regularly participate in fishing tournaments, earning trophies to decorate their houses, as well as displaying fish in tanks should they wish to do so. And there we go. Do you agree with my list? If not, let me know what game I missed and I'll take the bait and check it out. Thank you for watching. I'm so grateful to be making this content, and I'm even more grateful that you're here watching it with me. Hey there, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I can't thank you enough for your support. Things have moved a lot faster than I expected with What's It Like, and it's becoming my full-time job. Best way to continue supporting me if you liked my content is to keep watching What's It Like. It doesn't cost a cent and it will always be free. But if you would like to help in other ways, you can always buy me a coffee by visiting this link here, or if you would like to join my Patreon, I show behind-the-scenes insights into how a gaming website operates. I'm so grateful to be here making this content, and I'm even more grateful that you're here watching it with me. Thank you so much.